Now to a story about a woman who was looking for love and what happened when she did not find it.
I've been looking forward to this story. NBC senior national correspondent Kate Snow is here with this fascinating story. It's about acceptance and finding hope when life doesn't exactly give you maybe what you thought you hoped for.
Yeah, when things didn't go exactly as you planned. I first met Neenah Pickett 10 years ago when she was getting a lot of attention for launching a website called 52 Weeks to Find Him. She was determined to find a husband, and a decade later, I found her again after she wrote an eye-opening blog with lessons for all of us.
Neenah Pickett was everywhere back in 2009.
I think it'll be a successful experiment. I really am hopeful that at the end of the 52 weeks, I'll find him.
Her website, 52 Weeks to Find Him, a year of determined dating at the age of 42.
I spent a year dating, and it was fun again. I didn't dread going out. I didn't dread going online.
She kept a video journal. Strangers suggested unique dating ideas. She found a supportive community of single women.
Why do you think it touched a nerve? Why were people so excited about it?
So I think, first of all, I had a deadline. And so people were very fascinated to see, is she going to be able to accomplish it? And I think a lot of people wanted to see me succeed. But I think people want a happy ending.
But December 31st arrived and no ring.
I just wanted to do one last video. This is probably the last video I'll post. And we just wanted to say thank you so much for an amazing journey.
And when it doesn't happen, that's what's hard.
Yeah, when it doesn't happen, it's hard because not only do you feel like you let yourself down, but you made it very public. And like everyone who's watching you feels a little disappointed.
10 years later, she wrote an article titled When Love Doesn't Come. She's still single at 52, still would very much like to be married, but she was finding her story made others uncomfortable.
I had even gotten to the point where I felt like I couldn't share my story anymore because they're like, and you're in your 50s now, you should be over it. And so I felt like I was silenced, you know, because if I mentioned it, it was the eye rolls would come along.
By writing honestly about the past decade, she hoped to open up a conversation about things people don't want to talk about. For medical reasons, Neenah had a hysterectomy in her mid-40s and was devastated to learn she would never have biological children.
I think it was the finality. I mean, when we have goals in life, there comes a time when you feel like, okay, this could still happen, but this idea of being a wife and a mother, that life I wanted, I knew that life I was looking for was not going to happen.
It's not going to happen in the way you imagine.
Right. Or it may never happen. I may never be a wife. I may never be a mother. And so I had to grieve that finite disappointment.
Eventually, she learned she had to accept her new reality.
You talk about radical acceptance and having to accept that this is your life. Was that easy? Was that hard?
Not once I understood it. I think it's a part of grieving, and I think it's a part of what takes you to the next point of becoming hopeful again. Radical acceptance, it's just simply saying, where I am right now, I didn't get what I want, but I'm gonna just move forward with it. I wasn't stuck on what didn't happen in the past. And I was going to start looking forward to what gave me hope again. I can truly say now that I am more hopeful now than I was before.
So what are you up to now?
Well, I'm in DC now, and it's the first time I've ever lived next to a family member.
Neenah wants people to know she has a great life and no regrets, and she hopes her story inspires others looking for love not to give up.
Are you dating?
I'm dating now. I don't know where it's going to go, and I haven't put a lot of pressure on myself. I haven't gone out and looked at wedding magazines.
No 52 weeks
no
right now.
No 52 weeks,
to be
yeah.
clear.
I'm just taking it nice and easy, and I'm just trying to enjoy this moment of where I am right now.
Neenah wanted us to make it clear that she's totally okay with people who are single and determined to stay single. That's just not what she wants. Her advice, if you're still single, is to find a community of people like you, which is what she found 10 years ago, people that were, you know, still looking for the...
Yes, someone told me once, like, when you meet the right person and even have the child, it happens right on time. And I was just listening to her story, and it kind of felt like mine a little.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, wow, you know, I met someone I loved when I was around 50 and had a baby, you know, at 52. So that, you know, there's no box for anybody. Who knows what her life's going to end up being like.
And I think,
really cool.
you know, she's saying two things. Like, while she's disappointed that things didn't go exactly as she had in her head and had planned, she's still hopeful. Like, she
Sometimes
still
those
knows.
things are overrated, though. I mean, you know, she seems very happy. I know people who are together and married and have kids, and they're not happy in their souls.
She has a lot of
Don't underestimate the power of finding happiness in any scenario.
Right, but she has a lot of courage to go out there and say, to do it in the first place. 52 weeks, I'm going to be intentional about this, and to put herself out there. She doesn't seem like she's moping around.
No,
but I mean, you know what? It is hard, and I think people sometimes do mourn like a life or a fairy tale they thought they had, and life didn't turn out the way they hoped.
I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but
we've all had times in our lives when we didn't think that fairy tale or storybook that we wished for as little girls was going to come true, and good for her for being open about it.
Cool.
I agree.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah,
you followed her.
That was a talker. We could just go on and on.
Who's she dating? Who's the guy?
I don't know. No pressure. Wow.
Yes.
That sounds like a follow-up.
He needs to come here, and we'll see if he measures up for Neenah.